Hey guys, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today I will be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress, and what that means is that you can bring out your own whips or projects that you are working on, be it whatever, or you could just sit around, do nothing, and sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. I hope you guys are doing well. We just started into the second row for of my Chrissabug diamond painting that I'm doing for the Chrissabug Along. So if you guys are wondering what this is, it is Goddess of Night by Chrissabug, of course. And I forget the dimensions. I have to go and pull this up every single time. But it's 56 by 71 centimeters or 22 by 28 inches. And this one here has about 48 colors and 4 ABs. But I am adding some specials to it as well. So, and I think someone asked about basically what specials that I am changing. So I do have the list right here if you guys are wondering. So if you want to pause for a minute to copy this all down, I will say that $7.99 fairy dust is basically this DMC code for one of the drills here, but they didn't have the $7.99, so it went to $7.98, just so if you guys are curious. But yeah, if you want to pause for a minute and take a screenshot of this, go right ahead. But I got this over to the side so that way I have my little cheat sheet, so that way I can remember what I'm doing right now. So I'm excited. I finally got all the items that I ordered from the sponsors and stuff. They finally all came in, so I'm able to start using things like this cute little cover minder. Oh my goodness, look how cute it is. Focus, focus, it's so adorable. I love it so much. So, and then I have this cool tray from Casey Finchers, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, look at that. So we got that going on, so I can't wait to try this out. And then of course, a matching trinket tray that I've already started putting all my little goodies and things up here. So, goodness, yes, I am just ecstatic. And it has been a slow week, so this might be a shorter Wip Chat, to be honest. Did not write anything. I did not prep. But look, I did change my nails. Yay! I got something done over the weekend. Woohoo! But yeah, last week was just more of me go, and getting all the getting all the videos recorded. Now this week it's spring break for the kids, and I am more in, I don't know if it's survival mode or just I want to relax with the kiddos. I got cleaning I gotta do. I haven't cleaned in 2 days, and now that it's a Monday, it is very obvious that I haven't cleaned in a while. So I'm going to have to go and start doing some actual spring cleaning for the household. And I am just not looking forward to it. Especially since I got to really clean up the bedroom here. And everything, since I am going to be having company over in May. Well, when I say that, I got to go to a graduation ceremony for my little sister. She is graduating and getting pinned next month, and I told her I will be there to see her, so I have to make the drive up there. So my mother-in-law is going to be staying with the kids for a couple of days while I am doing that. So I gotta clean this room up so it's not like a huge hazard and everything, so that way she has a place to sleep. But yeah, I gotta put up all this stuff that's, you know, kind of piling around and start cleaning up. But it's just, you know, having the energy to do that is just, it's hard. It really is hard. But I gotta figure out what I'm going to do, because I just, you know, like, that is also the end of the Chrissabug Along, and I'm going to be going upstate, like, right after the event ends and everything. So it's just like I probably won't be able to pull the winners until I get back home. Oh my goodness. So, but that is still a little under a month away. I don't have to worry about it just yet. Not just yet. I don't have to, I'm not going to think about it. I'll figure it out in the meantime. But yeah, that's still just a month away. But it's so exciting. My little sis, she's all grown up. Oh my gosh, guys, who told her she's allowed to do that? Who said she's allowed to do that? I don't remember telling her she's allowed. But yeah, she's signed up to work at the hospital there for basically. She's going to be working there for 3 years. She signed up so that way they could pay her for her tuition and everything. But yeah, she's graduating. Guys, she's graduating. Oh my god. It's so exciting. But yeah, I told her I would be there, and my husband kind of joked around because one of the things since I don't really go up to where I used to grow up in, and this isn't where she's graduating isn't where I grew up, although it is an hour away. He's all like, maybe we could go and stop at that bakery and get a whole thing of eclairs. And I'm just like, no, we don't need to do that. And he's like, yes, maybe we do. I'm like, no, we don't need to do that. But in his mind, he seems to think so. So I'm not like, yeah, it's my favorite thing. It's like, I have not found eclairs like this anywhere else. I think I probably showed an image of it, but yeah, he wants to stop and get some of those, because we're only going to stay a night. My husband already's like, we're going to just go straight home after the ceremony, which is going to be late, so we won't be home until really late at night. But I get it, because I don't really want to be like traveling, too much. But man, that's gonna suck, because it was like we'll be leaving like, early one day and then late the next day kind of thing. It's like, oh god, I'm tired. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Let's see. So I am so glad that I am working on her face now. It's so good looking. Normally, I've been working on the ABs and not ABs, but all the specials first. But I'm wanted to get through this color, kind of like the outline and things like that before I start doing that. So that's what I'm going to do right now, especially since we're starting to get into these galaxies. I've never really, when I look at this picture, I don't know why my brain never kind of focused on it before, but I never really noticed that it was really as colorful as it was. In my mind, it was just like, it's all dark. But now that I'm in like putting drills down and everything, it is really, really colorful, like with all these purples and pinks and yellows. I'm just like, it is so colorful, and I really am excited about the galaxy part over here. I am enjoying that immensely, so I can't wait to get to that part again. But I love all these little extra special drills and stuff that we have, that Alyssa helped pick out and switch. Like, so we have ABs over here. Let me just move this cute little cover minder over here. So yeah, we have ABs charted, not this one. This one's already pre-charted in, but we have, let me scoot over so you can see. There we go. We got some ABs like right here. That's that Alyssa charted into like light color ABs. It's so pretty. I love how we have this dark AB and then it goes into these light ABs, and then we have two fairy dust right here, two different blues of fairy dust, and it's so pretty, guys. I love it so much. It's so pretty. And then oh, I don't have to move it over here. So, and then we have like some fairy dust right here next to this AB. So we have some fairy dust, and it looks so pretty. I'm gonna see, do I have fairy dust? Yeah, we're gonna be putting some fairy dust in here too, of that yellow. So awesome, yay. So yeah, let's see, what do we want to do right here? All right, let me make sure I'm back in camera. Okay, but yeah, yeah, this last week was, I didn't really do too much because I was just, like I said, I was go. I had to do my Wip Chat video. I had to get week 1 of the Chrissabug Along video done. And then right after I had to do my month in review, and that was fun too. I like my month in reviews. I love doing month in reviews. I love them, and I love watching others their month in reviews too. It's so cool seeing everyone's finishes and like what everyone's planning to do for the next month if they show that. And speaking of, I kind of went a little crazy kitting up. I had a plan to I've only started, I had a plan. I was like, I'm going to kit up for the month of April, and then I'm going to kit up for the month of June, and probably put some small kits in between. And now for some reason I have a lot of baby kits that I'm gotta work on in the month of April somehow, along with this Chrissabug painting. No, in all seriousness, a lot of that's also going to get rolled over into the next month. I haven't started anything, but it's just like I felt like my arm kept getting twisted. So on certain things, one thing that didn't get twisted, I was going to work on this weekend, which did get twisted. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see. So I was planning on working on a Liupka diamond painting that was from Amazon. I know I said I wasn't going to in my month in review, but I kind of thought about it, and they had some on Amazon. It's not going to qualify for the grand prize or anything, but I wanted to support my friends, and so I bought it, and I got it kit up. I had it kit up on Friday, and I was just kind of showing my mother-in-law, because she was staying here, and I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself. And I was showing her about my stash of diamond paintings that I have been kitting up, because I was like, I've kitted up April Fairy for this month. That was one of my plans to work on, and then I was going to work on the Liupka for during the weekend, and I was just like, okay, so if I did anything else, I have some other cute little small diamond paintings that I can work on. Otherwise, that can be just rolled into the month of May, because it's not a big deal. Those aren't things that I'm planning on working on. But if I need something to help spread out my diamond painting, in case this one's going a little too fast and then the other one's going a little too fast, I have things to help spread it out a little bit easier for me. So yeah, my plan was the Liupka. I was like, that will be a quick little weekend kind of kit. I'll be done. And then I made the mistake of showing Fairy Bunny to my mother-in-law. I was going to work on it, and then I kind of decided I wasn't going to, just because of all the other stuff that I had kit up and everything. And she was like, oh my god, because this weekend was Easter. She's like, you have to work on this, and you gotta do this. You have to, and like then she told me, don't feel like you felt pressure to it. I'm like, too late. No, but in all seriousness, it didn't take much to twist my arm. I am easily influenced, especially with my friends. Like, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's telling me to do all the things, and I can't do all the things. No, but in all seriousness, I love everyone. But no, so I worked on the Fairy Bunny over the weekend. I did not kit that one up. I put it in baggies. I despise baggies, but those are one of the kits that I'm not going to keep the drills as much as it will pain me, but I don't have to kit it down and make it be painful even more. So I'll just once I am completely done with the whole kit, and done working on it, I can just throw the little baggies away, and that's my plan. Since it's an older kit, and I'm not going to be keeping the drills. So I'm going to be doing that. But that is my plan. But I gotten over halfway done, and then just decided to kind of start working row by row. By the point I got to the third row, I started working on the third row. So I'm and I gotten halfway on the third row before I had to call it a night. I couldn't. So I don't know. Part of my plan is maybe I'll just keep this diamond painting upstairs, and that way I can keep this prolonged even longer. Maybe not just because my I've been working, basically, it's been 2 sections a day. And then I stopped on Friday. I could have worked on another section. I did 2 sections on Friday. And then Saturday, it would have been these 2 sections. And then Sunday would have been these 2 sections. So honestly, if I kept going the pace I was going, it'll have been the row underneath. But I decided not to and work on the bunny. So if I just work only on one section, it'll still slow me down. I'll go downstairs, I'll work on the bunny instead, and that way I can keep this prolonged a little bit longer. I could do that because I don't want this one to be done before the end of the event. I'm only going to be working on one Chrissabug this time around. I worked on like 4 Chrissabugs last year, all back to back. It wasn't really planned that way. 2 of them were, because I wanted to do like a Jaded Gem Shop and a Diamond Art Club one. And then let's see, it was like the Spring Mystery came out. I didn't know the Spring Mystery was also Chrissabug. So and then I found that out, like that it was a Chrissabug one. But of course, at that point, it's like I have to still work on it. I always work on the mysteries during the time I get them. Because it was like the Crafter's Den mystery that from Jaded Gem Shop. So then like the 4th one, it was like literally they were almost back to back to back. Then Manny came out. Diamond Art Club released Manny, and I fell in love with that. And then of course I had to work on him. Goodness, this is tilted. Okay, there's going to be a reason why my phone's tilted. I have a funny story about this. Oh my goodness, I feel like such an idiot. I will tell you the guys that too. I am jumping all over the place, so I apologize. I am trying not to jump all over the place. That's what you get when you don't really prep. I just kind of told the kids, hey, I'm going upstairs, I'm going to be recording for a few hours, and I did the sponsor video, so for week 2 that will be coming out later on this week. So I gotten that one done, and then tried to clean up a little bit, put stuff up, and then got ready to do my Wip Chat. And I'm just like, okay, let's do this, because I just don't want to. I want to make sure that the kids they can entertain themselves, but my husband is actually he is not forced, but it's kind of like all hands on deck. He doesn't work on the help desk anymore. He does WordPress, SharePoint stuff. He's on like the SharePoint team, and he's like he's the WordPress administrator and a lot of other words. But all I know is that he works on the websites for the company, like, and gets things worked up. A lot of back end stuff. He's not a developer, but or anything like that. But he does help keep things running smoothly. Yada yada yada. But anyway, he used to work in the help desk before he moved up. And apparently the company, they're struggling. Something went down, and like the help desk is overrun or overwhelmed, and they're asking other teams to step in and help out. He had ordered himself a headset specifically so he could do this stuff for his laptop, because he has to do it from his laptop, because normally he works on his computer, since he doesn't have to do all the extra things that he used to do with that. So he had to pull out his laptop. He realized he can't use the headset that he normally has. But yeah, he's now like having to answer calls and tickets and stuff like that in between his normal job. And they said it's only going to be for a week, to help the other department catch up for the moment because of what has happened. I don't know all the specifics. All I know is my husband's groaning about it. I'm groaning about it because that bad timing, because like I said, this week is spring break. The kids are home. And of course, we got people who want to come over to spend time with us and everything. And it's going to be hard to try and say, hey, let's be quiet. Someone's in the office. Cause we can close the office doors, but that's not going to help anything when the living room is literally like next to the office. So, some of my plans I'm planning on doing is there's like a farmer's market that I can go and take the kids to. I'm thinking maybe this week I'll go and take them to the library. So it's kind of great that I am able to drive now, so I can just do all this stuff. And my husband isn't in the office yet. I'm pretty sure that now that I have a car, well, not a car, but now that I know how to drive, they'll probably be wanting him to come into the office, which still won't help the fact that I don't have a car for myself. So it's kind of will be whatever. But I'm pretty sure that they'll start asking him to do it during the summer times. And then like during the school breaks when the kids don't need to be picked up and all that kind of stuff, which will, like I said, suck for me because appointments and all that stuff that I do kind of schedule around during the try and schedule around when the kids aren't in school. In fact, my oldest has an appointment that she has to go to tomorrow that we gotta I'm not going to be taking her. My husband will be, since that's still too far of a drive for me per se. I have gotten a lot better with my driving. I have gotten a little bit more on the confident end, especially since I have now been forced to when I say forced, it's not really forced. It's like it's more me making myself do that. But there was a point where I had to go to not the same destination, but like similar, it felt like the same exact drive 3 days in a row. And during the early morning hours when there's school traffic, so it was just, goodness, I was not pleased with that. Oh man, but yeah, but my driving's gotten a lot better. But it's just like things like where my husband's taking my daughter to, I'm still not. Especially since we don't go to that spot. Like, we only go there for really big, important doctor appointments because the closest one here, I don't like the doctors here. So that's why when their doctor moved, we just said, okay, we'll make the drive to him instead, because he is a decent doctor, and I am going to be so sad once Nicole ages out with him and everything. I remember like someone telling me like how embarrassing is it to, have a teenager in a pediatrician room, or a 16-year-old or something like that, and I'm like, why? They're still considered, as long as they're not 18, they're still considered pediatric. It's still considered a thing, like once Nicole ages out, yeah, we'll be moving her over, but at this point, I'm not moving her until, she's, becomes an adult. So, I mean, that's pretty much the thing. So, but yeah, so yeah, sorry, little tangent. And I forgot where I was kind of going with this. My goodness, like I said, I'm all over the place, guys. I am so sorry. Goodness gracious, I don't even know what the point I was making. Goodness. Oh, so yeah, just I've been just kind of, like I said, like I need to be able to take the kids places too. So we'll figure out. We're gonna try and figure out a second car situation. Not now, because we got to catch up. Because like I said, we had to get an AC. A new AC, and then we had to get a new fridge, and we almost had to get a new phone. I am so glad. Oh my gosh. This is where I feel like an idiot. So my phone, my phone's a good phone, okay? You hear that phone? You're a good phone. You're a good phone. You don't need to be jealous of anyone. So I don't always get like the newest gadgets and stuff like that. I was kind of debating about getting a new phone, but with, like I said, with finances and everything, I don't want to spend money if I don't have to, and I know that my phone has been slowing down. It's been getting bloated, but it is an S22, and now they have the S26 that has come out. So I gotten this like when it was brand new, so when the S22s first came out, and like I said, I want to keep my phone as long as possible, and I try to, and Saturday, oh my goodness, I'm taking pictures of like of the cats, and I've been noticing that there's been like just this weird little line the last few days, and I'm just going, what is going on with my phone? Why is there such a weird line going on? And then I look at my phone and there's a crack on the camera lens. I freak out thinking, oh my god, it's the worst, because my phone is my I wouldn't say livelihood, because I'm not making a living off of this, but it is how I, record my videos and everything. I used to use a GoPro, but I'm not fond of my GoPro. And I could go back to it, but that's a lot of updating and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I was just like, I kind of got scared. And I showed my husband, and part of us kind of talked about a new phone replacement in the future, but we were like, at this point, we're also like, okay, we're going to have to go and get this repaired. So how much is this going to set us back, blah, blah, blah. We called the place saying if they had it, because of course, like I said, this is an S22. It's on, it's an older phone model. So do they have the parts for it? That kind of thing. They did. So I was like, okay, they got the parts, so we can go. We can go and get this fixed today. They said they can do it. It's a quick fix, and I should look at my phone just a little bit closely. And it's kind of funny because my husband didn't even think of this, and he used to work like at a different help desk. He used to work at like Verizon for cell phones and stuff like that, and he didn't even think about asking this question. But anyway, we get to the repair place, and I hand him my phone, and the guy looks at it, and then he goes, "It's your case. It's your phone case that's cracked. Like the lens area is cracked." So I'm going to be honest, I like I said, I feel stupid, but I also didn't remember that my phone case, because I switched out my case before, and my previous case didn't have like any plastic coverings on the lens aspect. So my brain just went, it didn't have it on this one either. And I've been dropping my phone a lot lately, especially since I've been with driving and stuff like that, trying to climb out of the car. It keeps dropping onto the concrete, which I know is bad, but it's just the way I'm trying to climb out of the car is an awkward way, and everything. So yeah, it's just like, in my mind, it's just like, oh gosh, I cracked the lens, yada, yada, yada. So it was a quick fix. But I wanted to keep a phone case, but I'm so upset because this phone case, it's so much heavier than what I normally use. I use a lighter phone case because of my hands, fatigue and all that stuff. And this one doesn't have MagSafe on it either. So, if I didn't have the phone case on, I can use the pop it, like the little cute pop socket that I have for it, but now I don't. So now I had to go and order like a magnetic ring so I could attach to this phone, but the case is like bulkier, it's heavier. So now when I'm recording upstairs, it's tilting the tripod arm. I tried to fix it a little bit, but it's still tilted. So it's just like, great, another new thing for me to figure out how to fix, because I have a new recording system downstairs that I'm trying to figure out, because it's attached to the desk, and when the desk wobbles, the whole thing wobbles, and I'm just like, I just can't win, it feels like. I just can't win in this. It really feels like that. So, but clumsy me, I still feel so stupid over it. And it just like, my husband's like, anyone makes that mistake. I'm like, yeah, but he laughed hard, like really hard on it. And I'm just like, I can feel the, you silly girl kind of thing. Not from him, but from the repair guy. I'm still kicking myself over that, especially like the moment of panic I have. I was like going through. I was just like, oh my god, my phone! How am I going to record? How am I going to do this? Because I need my camera. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Okay, so like I said, I'm all over the place. So that's part of what happened on Saturday. And I had to stop working on my little fairy bunny to do that, and then got back home and I was able to start working on it and everything, and I didn't get very far with that one. But yeah, it's just like I've been kitting up like crazy, and I was just I got so, like, a tray, like, I still I saved one tray. I saved enough for one tray in case a Chrissabug does get released. And there was one that got released last weekend, and yes, I bought it. I didn't get anything off my wish list because everything on my wish list was not available except for one thing, I think. But what I did was get a new another single placer attachment. So I got a single placer, and then I also bought the glue adhesive, because I noticed, and it's not just with Diamond Art Club, but some of my canvases aren't as sticky in spots. So it's like, might as well get that and have it on hand just in case, so that way, you know, I can apply that to, you know, to canvases that, you know, don't have as much stick anymore. So, and it put me just over the free shipping limit. So I'm like, yes, I did it. Awesome. So, but yeah, it's just like, so, it's not the Chrissabug that I was planning on to work on. So she's just going to be probably an unboxing next week, I think. So I think that's going to be for that one. So, oh, I need to show you guys this. Look, like, this is how much 310 is literally what that little small amount that I just put in. There's not that much 310 that's in here. It's just, I think it's like literally just on this side over here. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is 336, 939, and 823. So yeah, we don't have much black, so I thought that was kind of cool and a little interesting. So I don't want to be boring you guys with this part, because I'd be doing what I did was like single place her face instead, just so that way you don't see so many of the gapping thing. So let's see, I gotta figure out what I want to do. I'm going to make sure I'm not picking some of the colors. Yeah, we're gonna go with 9. Okay, I had to double check that it wasn't part of this. Let's see, where is that one? I literally saw it just a moment ago. Here we go. Let's see, what else has been happening? So, yeah, I've done a lot of kitting up. I've done, yeah, so much kitting up. But I've done a lot of driving this week. So I had my physical therapy appointment that I went to, and that one was it was really nice. I liked it. I liked it a lot. We changed from the ultrasound therapy. We started doing the strain stretches again, and she started working on the dry needling bit, but then also like with some of the electricity. So we got that. She did a lot more of that this time around, like all over my neck, not my neck, but more my shoulders. She says next week we'll be doing like the top of my neck to help with, see if we can fix that. But I'm doing pretty well. We gotten a little bit more movement. We noticed that when when I have my neck tucked in, I'm able to twist it just a slightly, just a little bit more, which is good. So we're gonna keep doing the exercises that I've have been doing. I did have a slight flare up during the week. Usually every time I go there. I don't know if it's just because it's just people, but I am always so exhausted after I see her, and I have to go and take a nap. I'm so sore for the next day and stuff like that, and we're trying to make sure I don't have a flare-up, and it's probably not her. It's just with the temperature changes and stuff like that. But I had like a little bit of a flare-up, like where all over my body, where it's just like I did not want to move, I didn't want to do anything, and yeah, like the weather also did dip down. So we were dealing with 80-degree weather, and now for like yesterday and today we're like high 67, and it was like 40 something in this morning, which is, you know, crazy. We actually had rain yesterday, not very much, but we had some rain, which, you know, was nice. But yeah, it's just like I just hurt, and I'm trying not to like do too much diamond painting too. So like when I did my 2 sections, I kind of switched to do something else on those 2 days, like where I was like when I had my therapy and everything. But yeah, it's just one of those days. And then earlier in the week, I wasn't going to be nice to my kid, my oldest. She always asks us if we can go to this local coffee shop in our area. And my answer usually always is no, we're not going to. But I decided, okay, we can. And especially since she was like telling me, her and her friend, like I told you that she has a boyfriend. Well, they decided not to be dating anymore. They broke up. So they're supposedly still friends, although he sounds like he's really upset. So but I respected that. I was like, oh, you know, okay. And she's just like, I'm just gonna not bother dating at all. I'm like, okay, it literally was 2 weeks, but okay, you know, whatever. That's not a big deal, you know. It's like, you know, I'm here for it. It was cute. But yeah, she decided that they decided no more. So I was just like, okay. So I took her to the coffee place. And we got a little treat and everything. So I was like, I braved driving, you know, in that type of traffic during the evening hours, and got her some of her favorite coffee. I was trying to be sweet. So we did that for one day this week, you know, just to be sweet, you know, but you know, whatever. It was funny because she kind of went to her room after that. I was like, okay, you know, love you, bye, you know. She was thankful for it. She was like, thank you, you know. But yeah, she's been a little on the sad side, and I feel bad for her. Let's see, make sure this color is not part of the whole thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me make sure. Okay. Let's see, what else has been happening? Oh, yeah, so then, you know, I also had to go and get my mother-in-law on Friday, like I was saying. I did the drive instead of my husband. So it was like, I don't normally, like I said, I don't like driving and stuff like that. And my husband gave me a different route to go than what we normally do, like because of school traffic. So I was like, okay, I'll do this. And he was like telling me I had my GPS put in just in case, you know. And it was so funny because it's just like I dropped the kids off at school, and while I was still in line with Nicole to drop her off at school, we weren't moving yet. I was looking at the time. I'm like, okay, you know, it's literally like a minute or two before they start, you know, doing everything. So I put in the address, put it the right way where I wanted to, as like close as possible. I texted my mother-in-law, hey, I'm on my way. I knew I wasn't going to move for a few minutes, but I wanted to do that because I'm like, I'm just not about to try and do the whole, hey, you know, text so-and-so and all that stuff, you know, and then I'm like, I didn't want to try and experiment with that just yet. I was like, no, we'll just do this before I have to start driving. So I was like, it's just a minute or two. It'll be fine. You know, it's not a big deal. So yeah, she texted me as I was driving. I was like, I'm not bothering to look. It is what it is. So, but yeah, it took a little bit longer than what it normally would because the way was just a little bit different. Plus with traffic, you know, because it's the morning, so it was just like, it took a little bit longer than what I was hoping for, but we made it. Everything was safe. Everything was fine. Yay. So yeah, things were fine. So, but yeah, I drove there. I picked her up, drove her home the normal way because by that point, school traffic wasn't as bad, and you know, the funny thing was, it was also a early release day, so the kids were out a few hours earlier, but my husband was also off on Friday, so he didn't have to go and work on Friday. So he said he'll just go and pick up the kids instead. So I got to spend time with his mom. We diamond painted for a bit. She did some Lego things. I don't remember if she finished her diamond painting or not, but it was nice. We had Subway for lunch, and yeah, I was just like, yay, spend some time. Don't know when I will be able to do that again, to be honest, because, oh my goodness, it's just like, I just feel like I have such a busy schedule with doctor appointments, and then with all the kids things that are going on. I just feel like I'm stretched. I really am stretched, guys. And I know I'm complaining. I'm sorry. Okay, I got hair all over the place. Oh, some other cute things before, before I forget, is that it was Rigel's and Nova's first birthday. The kitties turned 1 this weekend. They're so cute. So Rigel, his birthday is April 3rd, and then Nova's is April 4th. So, and the only reason I remember that was because of the paperwork that they gave us, and it was like usually a day away. A lot of times people keep asking us, are they from the same litter? And we're like, no, they're not, and everything. But because they were like from 2 different places and everything there. But it's just like, it was just like, oh my gosh, you guys are 1 year old now. And I'm like, who told them that they're allowed to grow? So, yeah, we celebrated their birthday on Saturday. So we cooked a chicken thigh. I made chicken parmesan, Thursday. I made chicken parmesan on Thursday. And I pulled one of the chicken thighs out before I started seasoning everything. So I pulled one of them out and just put it into a plastic bag and threw it back into the fridge to keep it cold. And and then I made chicken parm and everything. But yeah, so we had a chicken thigh that was not salted, not seasoned, nothing at all. And we cooked it and shredded it up for the cats as their little birthday treat. So they gotten a little, not a lot of chicken, but we shredded it up and we gave them a little bit of chicken thigh as their birthday treat. And it was just like, happy birthday. I know it's so silly, but at the same time, I just wanted things to be special. And I'm going to get them a churro today. They're going to get a little churro. So, and it's so funny now because they've gotten to the point where they know what a treat is. Like, especially if I use a certain tone, I do baby talk to them, and I go, "Who's hungry?" And Nova has gotten so much more vocal, and it was funny because I was on the phone with one of my kids' doctors trying to schedule an appointment and everything, and since I was in the kitchen near where we would start prepping their bowls, she was very demanding. I don't know if I told this story. I probably did. But she was very demanding and started meowing. And then I covered the receiver and I'm like, I will feed you in a moment. And she was just like, plow. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I will feed you in a moment, She was very upset with me that I wasn't feeding her right away. Like, how dare I ignore her? But yeah, she's gotten a lot more vocal, and especially since she doesn't fit in her box anymore. And springtime has happened. They've been loving the fact that we have the bushes and stuff, like an open window. It's not open, but like the windows, the blinds are up so they can look out the windows and stuff like that. They will perch on our desk, and she'll make her little trill sound. Because this is how she's trained me, She's trained me. So she'll walk up near me and she'll make a trilling sound. And I will have to turn my body, because I'm sitting in my chair, I will have to turn my body, not to pick her up, but for her to jump onto my leg as a stepping stone so she can jump onto the table to then get onto the cat bed. So yeah, she's trained me so whenever I hear that sound, for me to turn. And there's times where I don't hear it quick enough, and if I don't and I turn, she's already walking away all upset and sassy. But yeah, it's just like it's so funny. And then but yeah, both of them do know what treat is, especially when I use it in a baby talk voice. When I go, who wants a tweet? Like that. Oh, their ears perk up, their eyes get all wide, they look at me like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And then I'll go get the treat, like that. It's so cute and adorable. It's like, oh my goodness. And I'm surprised that none of them are upstairs just yet, scratching at the door. We still have the bedroom door closed off to them, just because I have so much little doodads and things in here that we kind of put in here to keep away from the cats, so they won't get into, because I don't want them to get sick. I don't want them to get into things. So the bedroom's off limits still. That's part of my whole, I gotta clean up this week. I really do need to clean up this week. Let's see. What else has been happening? So we let them have catnip for the first time yesterday. So yesterday was their first time experiencing catnip, and oh my goodness, it's so cute and funny at the same time. They were just like, what is going on? They love their little toys. So but we put them up for now, so they're put away until we pull them back out, the ones that have the catnip on them. But like, she kept smelling my hand. Nova kept smelling my hand because it still had the residual stuff before I was able to wash it off, and she was like just going to town on my hand. I'm like, hey, my hand is not a toy. I am not a biting toy. She was like trying to nip at it and like grab at it and everything. I'm washing my hand, cat. You can't get it. No, ma'am. But we got, let's see, a new scratching post for them that is coming soon. It should be probably tomorrow, I think, which will be Tuesday, so when this video comes out. So I think it'll be coming in their new scratching post, because their scratching post that they have, it's kind of gotten... They've well used it. It's been very well used. Like, so we're gonna need a new one, and I figured might as well get one that looks like a chair kind of thing, especially for Miss Princess, because she's royalty and everything. She's a diva. But yeah, Rigel's been focal too. It's been so cute. So, like, he has been my little shadow, and he will follow me whenever I go to the bathroom, and he will, he's now makes little meows, especially if he's hungry. Usually he never really makes any meals. Like, what he would normally do is go to the pantry and then scratch at it, to tell us that he's hungry, or if we've gone past the feeding time, because I have a little schedule. But now he's gotten focal as well with it, so it's so cute, because he'll just start meowing a little bit louder. A lot of times, like, if I'm in the bathroom and I did not let him come with me, oh my goodness, he will act so concerned and just cry out the bathroom door. Of course, I can't open it at the time because I have my kids here. I'm using the restroom. I'm not opening the door, so he has to wait. But he's just so concerned. And then when I finally do open the door, he's all like looking at me, like checking to see if I'm okay. I'm like, oh, you poor little boy. He's so precious. But yeah, they're just so cute, and they bring so much joy to our family. We were all kind of celebrating their birthday, singing to them while we put the chicken down. It was so cute and funny at the same time. And then we had, of course, Easter was yesterday for us. So because we have cats, we didn't really feel comfortable doing an Easter Easter egg hunt this year. And we didn't want the Easter baskets out, so because of the Easter grass. So we basically kept everything into the pantry. So the kids gotten a surprise when they opened the pantry door instead to see the Easter baskets in there. And we told them to, like, basically they can keep their Easter baskets out during the day as long as they're by it, but they have to be put back into the pantry. But we already did take the grass out of the Easter baskets and everything, so we don't have to worry about it, just, the candy part of the whole thing. So, but yeah, they got like these little, they're not little, so there's these Peeps, and the bunny Peeps, they got in a squishy version of that, so like not squishy, but a stuffy, so like a stuffed animal, and they were big, but each of them gotten their own Peeps bunny stuffy. Say that 5 times fast. And oh my goodness, like the candy is gonna kill me because it's just so much delicious, tempting goods around, and I'm just like, I want, but I can't have, and then of course I do have. So it's a vicious cycle. It's like I'm trying to ignore most of the candy, and I've done pretty well, but there's been times where it's still, I still falter. So let's see what else has been going on. I know that I went around in circles and I don't remember everything that I've said, so but I hope I gotten most of the stuff that's gone on during last week as best as possible. Like I said, it doesn't feel like I've done a lot just because of all the recording I was doing. And honestly, I don't think this week's going to be a lot, but you never know. I might be able to take them out to the farmer's market, maybe to the library. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I gotta think things out and plan things. Especially since we gotta get cleaning done. And that's always the boring part. That's why it's like, I don't know if I'll be taking them out yet or not, because we gotta really get the house clean. We really do. We need to straighten up the dining room and a couple of other areas and start getting rid of some junk around the household. So, but that will probably be a tomorrow thing, to be honest. I'm going to say that right now. It's going to be a tomorrow thing. I got to figure out dinner today, too. Especially since I spent the last few hours prepping and stuff to do recording today. So, try not to do anything for the following week. I think so. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to try and finish this section. I think I'm not going to try and do 2 sections today. I'm going to just focus on doing 1, then go downstairs, finish that bunny, then bring this downstairs if I have time. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!